All right, welcome to our period 6 Algebra 2 class. You guys are green, yes? Yes, green class, welcome. We're going to talk about our properties of real numbers today. There's only one micro lecture today, so it's going to be a little bit longer, but that's okay. Since it's only one, you'll get more time at your spots to work on this. So right now, we should have our pen and pencil ready to take notes on the properties of numbers. The first one, the identity property of addition. The identity property of addition. In words, it says the sum of a number and 0 is the original number. All right, so Carlos, what's your favorite number? 5. So we have 5 plus 0 is 5. Now let's do algebraically. Let's use C for Camilla. C plus 0 is C. Any questions on the identity property of addition? You need to be able to see this and write that. Awesome. Period 6, crushing it. Let's do the next one. Another identity property, but this time with multiplication. The product of a number and 1 is that original number. All right, so let's go with Angel. Your favorite number? 11. I love it. 11 times 1 equals 11. So many ones. Awesome. Algebraically, we're going to use J for Jacob. J times 1 is J. So it looks like a 1. Questions on the identity property of multiplication?
No, sir.
No questions? I love it. Awesome. Feel confident. I love it. So the identity property is all done. Now we're going to move on to the next property. The inverse properties. We have 2 of these as well. Oh, yes. The inverse property of addition. The sum of a number and its opposite is 0. Let's go with Chris. Your favorite number? 652? You got it, man. You thought you were going to get me? I got you. 652 plus negative 652 is 0. This is called the inverse property of addition. All right? That's your birthday? June 52nd?
No, June 5th.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not sure that's right. But you're a June birthday? Me too, June 20th. Awesome. All right, algebraically, let's go with P for Pearl. Sorry, yep, YouTube, gonna be famous. P plus the opposite of P is 0. Any questions on the inverse property of addition? Nope, feel good, awesome, love it. The inverse property of multiplication. Ooh, this one has a word in there for math. I don't know if you know. The product of a number and its reciprocal is 1. Who remembers the word reciprocal?
I remember, but I don't know what it means yet.
So you've heard it, but you don't remember what it means. Got it. Who remembers hearing it, but also what it means? Daniel?
I've heard it.
Do you know what it means?
And I think I know what it means. Like it's 5 and negative 5.
That's actually not. That's inverses. 5 and negative 5 are inverses. It's all good. No one's mad about it, right? All my listeners it's all good. It's close, yeah. I wouldn't put 5 over 1 because you don't need over 1, right? But you'd have 5 and 1/5 are reciprocals. Okay? So let's use, did we use 5 yet?
Yeah.
We use 5. Let's use a different. Let's use 7 times 1/7 is 1. So when you think of reciprocal, take the numerator and the denominator and they switch places. So the numerator, denominator, switch places. That's reciprocal. All right, that's reciprocal.
It's easy, but what, you're going to put like a letter in it?
I'm going to use the letter. Yeah, I'm going to use the letter. Let's use D for Daniel. D times 1 over D is 1. That's the inverse property of multiplication. So that's 2 inverse properties we just talked about. Let's keep it going. Last one on this slide, or on this side for your slides, the commutative property. The commutative property. Adding or multiplying real numbers in any order without changing the results. Ooh, let's get Luis! This is your shout out, man. I need more than that, though. I need 2 numbers. 3 and 5. So do you want to use addition or multiplication? Excellent. So 3 times 5 equals, now Luis, I'm going to stick with you. All right, for the commutative property, we said the order doesn't matter. So on this side is 3 times 5. What is it on this side, Luis? Very good. So you learned this probably in elementary school, probably 4th grade, where you learn your properties about commutative property. The order doesn't matter for multiplication. 3 times 5, 5 times 3, same thing. Now let's use an algebraic one with addition, because you can also use this with addition. Dominic, can you give me one with letters for addition? Give me 2 letters. And? Excellent. So x plus y, Dominic, on that side. So Dominic, hit me with the other side. Very good. Excellent. Now this only works for what 2 operations? Multiplication and addition. It does not work with subtraction. Think about subtraction right now. What's 4 minus 2? 2. What's 2 minus 4? Negative 2. So that's not the same. All right, think about with division. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. What's 2 divided by 4? Period 6. Green, come on. So we said 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 2 divided by 4 is 0.5 or 1/2. That's what you said? Sorry, bro, I just didn't hear you.
Loud.
Got it. You just got to be loud. Project. Right? Pearl, project. All right. Associative property. The associative property. This one says the sum or product, so we're talking about addition or multiplication again, of 3 or more real numbers is the same regardless of the way it's grouped. All right? So I'm going to do this one for us with numbers. I'm going to use 1, 2, and 3. 1 plus, in parentheses, 2 plus 3 is equal to, in parentheses, 1 plus 2 plus 3. I know, whoa, right? A lot just happened there. But let me break it down for you. The thing that I notice is 1, 2, and 3 is in the same order on both sides. But what did I change? The grouping. So if you only see the parentheses change, then that should tell you it's associative. All right? So what my students usually get mixed up, commutative and associative. Commutative, the order will change. Associative, the order doesn't change, just the grouping does. All right, think about the word associative. All right, to associate with people, so think about a group that you're in. All right, so grouping for associative. Algebraically, let's use A, B, and C, but with multiplication. A times B times C equals A times B times C. Questions on the associative property? We got one more property. One more. Here we go. The last one is the distributive property. This one is a lot of words. When you multiply a sum by a number, the result is the same whether you add and then multiply, or whether you multiply each term by the number and then add the products. All right, that's the distributive property. Now, you might not know any of those words in terms of that sentence for describing this, but I guarantee you most of you in here have seen this and use it all the time in algebra. Okay? So let's do one with numbers. Give me 3 numbers. Nathan. I love it. All right, so we have 2 times 4 plus 6. All right, now just look at this, because I think most of your brains will know what to do here. What am I going to do with this 2? I'm going to distribute it by multiplying it by the 4 and also multiplying it by the 6. And then I'm going to add those products. So 2 times 4 plus 2 times 6. I think most of you, even if it's been a long time since you've actually called it the distributive property, you use the word distribute so much in algebra that that's where it comes from. It comes from the distributive property. So algebraically, let's use 3 letters. Let's go with Victoria H. Right? H? Excellent. Can you give me 3 letters, please, for algebra? Nice. So we have V times H plus J equals V times H plus V times J. Excellent. Okay, now we have come to our last property. We are finished talking about that. All right, so I would like to do 2 examples before I let you guys go to your spots and try these on your own. You guys ready? No, okay.
No.
Excellent. Let's do it. 2 plus the square root of 3 equals the square root of 3 plus 2. Take 5 seconds and write down what property you think this is. Go. Write it down on your paper. What do you think it is? Don't think, just write. Don't think, just write. Don't think, just write it. Whatever you think, just write it. The first one. All right, David, what'd you write down? Commutative? Do I agree with David? Commutative? Yes, Camilla. Associative? Associative. Why did you say associative, Camilla? No, you're good. I think what your brain saw was the parentheses, right? And with associative, you have to have parentheses on both sides. And also the key thing with associative is you need 3 numbers minimum. So you would need a third number on each side. Okay? So commutative is right, David. We have the order has changed, but have we changed the answer? No, because it's addition. You can always change the order. The answer is unchanged for addition. The next one, pi times 2 plus the square root of 8 equals pi times 2 plus pi times the square root of 8. Take 5 seconds, write it down. Write down what you think is. Write it down. Don't even think. Write it. Just write it. What is it? You see it, write it. All right. NIE, what did you put? Distributive. That is correct. Distributive property. Now, we're about to do a bunch of these. Okay? You're about to do all of these. For today, I will allow you to use abbreviations. Okay? I will allow you to use abbreviations at your board, so it'll save you some writing. What I tell students about abbreviations is if you're going to abbreviate, make sure your abbreviation is not a bad word. All right, for example, I get a lot of students that run into trouble with this when they abbreviate the associative property. So please avoid using bad words when you abbreviate. Great. Okay, now you'll notice the last 4 up here, 11, 12, 13, 14. We did not talk about how to do those at all. That's on purpose. I expect you to struggle with these. I expect to come around and say, that's wrong. Oh, that one's wrong too. All right? That's okay. Trust me, we're going to go over it together. You're going to learn a lot from the last 4. Ready? Do all 14. Ready? You got a lot of time. I'm going to give you 12 minutes. Go!